Hey there, YouTube. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good today. Actually, I'm in very good spirits. Welcome to Growing Gringa. My name's Mary. I'm a Canadian citizen. I've moved to this farm in Costa Rica, and welcome to my channel. This is about, well, adapting to life in another country where you're sweating your butt off all the time, and we carry these sweat rags. It is about 12:30 now, so it's the middle of the day. It's the worst time to be doing this kind of labor that we're working on today, but it's just getting done today. That's the way it is. It has been, I got like sweat dripping in my eyes. It's been cloudy and rainy for a couple of days. Yesterday was not too bad. The morning was dry, and it just rained the rest of the day. Today is nice and sunny, so we're taking the opportunity here in the rainy season to get this done. And also, well, a man from the community walked an hour to my house to kind of ask me for work. So we're taking the opportunity to get it done. And so you can see this grass is about like 8-10 feet tall. So this section of the property is along the entryway, the driveway, and it is almost, I would say, almost more than maybe about half an acre or a bit more. And it's so amazing once it's gotten chopped down. I want to show you. So I know you didn't really see it before, but this is kind of the after, and that's the before. This is actually just a really small section that hasn't got cut down. It's just so much of a relief. We actually found a lemon tree, 2 of them. This morning, my worker friend found a fer de lance here. He's gone now, which is a good thing, but you know, they will probably come back. Part of the problem is that there's the previous owner of the farm. He cut down so many trees and just left them piled on the ground, and it creates these great little hiding spots for snakes. So I'm collecting up a lot of branches, and as soon as they dry out a bit more, having a nice bonfire party with myself. Ideally, I'm gonna get myself a wood chipper so I can make all these beautiful wood chips and put them into the chicken coop and on pathways. I'm super excited about that, but I've been having a really hard time finding a wood chipper in Costa Rica. I've actually been avoiding hiring anyone to work because of certain past experiences and that I didn't like, and well, maybe I'm a little bit cheap, barato. But he showed up yesterday morning, and just when I was feeling really kind of, was asking God for some help, and he literally walked down my driveway like 2 minutes later. So, and then he told me it takes him an hour to get here. So it's like, why would you come here for an hour? He's like, why would you come and see me so far away? And he said, oh, just to come see a neighbor. But, you know, the culture is kind of a little bit sly. So I asked him if he wanted to work, and he said yes. So yeah, I didn't want to pay anyone, and actually another neighbor had offered to help me, and I said, no, why do you want to help me? Like, help, it can oftentimes mean I'll help you, but I kind of would like compensation in return. And I just didn't want a neighbor to be thinking that she needs help, she's all alone, and it's a lot about setting limits. I'm the only woman around in this area, so they all think I'm a little bit different and weird. And I think they think it's strange when I deny their help. But I just think it's important to set limits and let them know that I'm a strong-willed woman, I'm a very independent woman, and I'm very capable too. But the truth of the matter is, the time that it took him to do this would take me 4 times as long. Labor is very low cost here. It's very low cost. I think it works out for this gentleman here. He asked me the equivalent about $4 per hour. So I know that kind of sounds maybe cruel or unbelievable, but it's just an acceptable cost here. You know, we're in a third world country. It's not like your grass cutter guys back in North America who get paid $15 or $20 an hour. It's just a different place. So yeah, I think that here, actually up here, the soil seems to be pretty good. Oh man, I just ripped my pants. Oh man, I gotta go change now. For the last few nights I've been looking up, I was feeling kind of down and like, I gotta find, you know, somebody like me, some crazy woman kind of doing the same thing so we can kind of like feel like we're crazy together. And at least I was going through these YouTube channels about living alone in the jungle or wherever, living alone off grid. And a lot of them that come up are these like really sexy girls and clean people, and everything seems so clean, and the way they explain it is you know, sometimes seems kind of story time, yeah. And there's a lot of sexiness that goes on in these videos, and here I am, like, I'm sweating through my t-shirt, my belly is sweating, I got sweat going into my eyes, my clothes are wrinkly, half of them are stained, but I'm gonna show you one sexy bit of growing gringa. Woohoo! You ain't never gonna see that again. No, seriously, I just like don't even care anymore about. Actually, I love these pants too. I just don't care about my clothing sometimes. It's just like it's gonna get ruined and wrecked anyway. Anyways, I gotta go change before this guy sees my bum. Okay, so new day. Things get going one thing to the next and videos don't get finished. So here it has been a while. Actually, it's quite funny actually. I'm wearing the same pants, but it's been long enough. I actually sewed my pants, and believe me or not, they just ripped again. Woo! I'm not a good sewer, seamstress. So it has been long enough that this grass has started to grow back. And actually I just finished weed whacking a little bit of the driveway. It was like driving into a jungle. Look how fast this stuff grows. So to be honest, I think it's been like a week or more. Who knows what day it is in Costa Rica. But I wanted to come back and show you a little bit of my first beginnings of my plantations. It's one of the first things that I've really planted here. At the end of the day, the other day, we worked really hard at piling up this huge pile of wood. I was wanting to buy a shredder and shred as much as I could, but I was told that it's, well, it's guayaba, and it's a very, very hard wood, so I might not even be able to chop it up. I believe my neighbor will use it for cooking on his outdoor stove. So I also tried to burn a lot of this stuff. It was not that easy, but it was pretty cool. So here is what I have planted. Coffee. I purchased 25 coffee plants and we got them planted. There is new growth coming here, so they're doing well. I have a lot to learn about coffee, but there are some maybe deficiencies, but the new leaves look great. I also planted castor beans. I noticed a castor bean plant or castor plant growing on the property, and so I started looking into it because that name reminded me of, you know, when we were little, I'm pretty sure we took castor oil for when you had diarrhea, I guess. I don't remember. But I knew that it was something important, and so I started looking into how we can use it, and I noticed it grew up nice and tall and quick and created shade. So that's the reasons why I decided to plant castor here. It will provide a little bit of shade for the coffee plants. And my neighbor brought over some yucca stems, so they will start to grow fairly soon, I hope. And yucca will just make this really, really tall plant with a nice canopy on it. So that's really good for protecting the coffee plants from the sun as well. The grass has started to grow back here, and I'm really gonna put a shovel in there and uproot the roots as much as I can to try and make sure my coffee plantation stays healthy. And so it's my first kind of planting here, and I'm very excited. I also planted some sunflower seeds, which I don't see any sprouting up. I planted probably about 100, believe it or not. But I believe that after I planted them, it was really dry for a while. There's some interesting plants here that I'm not just necessarily going to cut down right away. I'm looking to compete with the grass. I'm looking to get this grass out of here. So leaving other species of plants to install themselves are going to help me towards doing that. And I will deal with them when they get bigger or problematic, and use them to just drop back on the soil and chop and drop. I'm not seeing any sunflower seeds. I'm kind of disappointed. Here's another castor bean plant. I see some mushrooms growing. So, yep. This is my beginning of the homestead. Producing my own food and growing what I can grow to survive independently. I think 25 coffee plants would not be enough for more than one person, you know, long term. If I were to grind that all up, I don't know how long 25 quantities and whatnot. So eventually the plot up there will have to be enlarged. But for now, I think it's back to weed whacking. So thanks for joining. See you next time.